What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Warhammer 40k. So of course, Space Marine 2 has been out for a ton of people. If you guys bought the Premier Edition or Deluxe Edition, whatever it is. So we have a lot of people coming into this IP brand new, and the game is doing really well. I've seen a lot of people say it's basically the nostalgic feeling of playing like Gears of War with the lore and flavor of 40k, and that's pretty much correct. So now that we have a ton of people coming into this new IP, there's going to be more people going into the hobby, and overall it's going to be a lot of people trying to look up the lore of 40k. So today I do want to talk about the Emperor, since he is such a important character in the lore of the Imperium, which most people are going to kind of gravitate towards Space Marines. So let's go ahead and see just how powerful the Emperor is as we go into this passage from The End and the Death Volume 1. So without further ado, let's dive into this 40k lore. You have brought the Emperor face to face with chaos, first found, closer than when he sat upon the throne or walked the shrieking halls of the webway, perhaps even closer than when he last faced the Four and took their fire from them on Moloch. You have brought chaos to this very door and forced him to look it in the eye. Do not, then, expect him to not use it. I see him look down at his hands. They are sheathed in aramite because it is almost quantum inert, and thus most efficacious in the manipulation of immaterial forces. Bare skin is better, this much he knows, and so he tears his right gauntlet off, hangs it from its harness, and seizes the immaterium with bare hands and a bared mind. It is scalding and alive with anger, but my lord is no longer constrained by the constant duties of the throne. That is my burden now. There is no time, there are no clocks, and there is no pain. My master hears only the crackle of the warp. I watch as he harnesses that sound and uses it as a focus to regulate his work. The immaterial presses at him. It seeks to overwhelm and drain him, but he understands its fire. It is the same fire he stole from the Four Annihilators and used to keep them at bay. The same fire he has wielded for centuries to drive them back whenever they have come far too close. They flinched then from their own fire, and they continue to flinch now. They have forced this confrontation, first found. You have brought my lord into the realm of chaos to face you. Did you think that would weaken him and grind him down? How can he grow weak when there is limitless power around him to draw upon? You do not put out fire by throwing fuel upon it. He draws upon your flames. Over the millennia he has worn many masks, each suitable to the task at hand. His mind, his greatest gift, allows him flexibility in such things. Now you see him at his truest aspect, as terrible as he can be when terror is the only recourse. He is Lux in Tenebris. The Emperor lights up your pitiful, wretched ruin of a ship. He burns back your perfidious darkness. He empowers his ailing companions and rekindles their courage. He shares his seething mind with them, banishing the false heavens and murderous parades you conjured to drown them. He sharpens their senses and the edges of their blades. He fires the cryptochromes in their eyes and retinoproteins he wove into their construction that lets them read magnetic fields and allows them to see the actual physical structure of this place beyond the congealing lies and illusions. He boosts their data-depleted senses and banishes the cognitive dissonance created by the isotropic space around them. The Custodes ready themselves and gather around their lord as demons manifest from every corner. The walls and floors become a yawning mouth, wriggling tentacles and bloodshot eyes. They fight on, rage boiling from the Emperor as Malkador looks on from the Golden Throne. They drive forward, smashing through the demon's mass, possessed by will and power of fire. The decks shudder as infamous beasts collapse and die, or stagger, howling back into the shadows, trailing blood or mauled limbs. Horned things, tusked things, insectile horrors come apart under raining blows and roaring shells. They splatter across the walls and the floor with sizzling blood. my master begins his vastation, advancing blow by blow and death by death into the dark heart of your lair, searing away the evils that you throw at him, edging ever closer to your abditory, your inner sanctum. Your attempts to stop your father have forced his hand, obliging him to become stronger, to reject notions of mercy, to adopt the aspect I hoped he would never have to wear. I am reluctant to admit it, but this pleases me. I am almost delighted to have lived just long enough to see his ultimate fury unleashed. The thing he slays, dead, undead, or never born, incinerate in outrage at the power he is wielding. They see him for what he is, the first found. They see him in the aspect you have forced him to assume: Emperor, Master of mankind, Thanatizer of demons, Annihilator of the annihilators, Bearer of the stolen fire, Deathbringer to the false and pitiful four. Here is here, first found. In rage, in extremity, in a theandric fury, he is here and he is coming for you, with all the vengeance and malice you are owed. No more restraint. His reluctance is gone. He will take great pleasure in obliterating you, for I hear his mind ringing throughout the warp. I am here, Horus Lupercal, and for you, I am the end and the death. And with that being said, guys, that is the end of this excerpt that pretty much just showcases the power of the Emperor. He is using the flame of chaos that he stole eons ago to basically keep chaos at bay, and not just that, he's utilizing to banish the demonic and assume control over the immaterium, which is tearing itself into real space. Here we see that the Custodes are also being empowered by his radiance, and the Emperor is just in a non-stop dash to get to Horus and slay him so that the rest of the Imperium, or I guess you should say for Terra, to go back to how it used to be. So we see the might of the Emperor, and we see just how powerful this guy can become. Clearly Malcador is explaining to us, showcasing just how much of a badass the Emperor is, and slowly but surely we're going to get to the fate between the Emperor and Horus, which is the end-all be-all of the Horus heresy, and that is going to be a video for another time. So thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for listening. As always, definitely check out the tomes and tomes of videos we have in our library. If you guys want more lore about the Space Marine, Space Marine 2, I do have a video about Titus as to what happened between the events of Space Marine 1 and Space Marine 2, so I'll link that so you guys can check it out. But for now, that's all I got for you guys today, and as always, it's been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.